The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. Carl Jung. Carl Jung's metaphor likens human interaction to a chemical reaction, suggesting that when two personalities meet, they influence each other and can undergo a transformative process. This transformation isn't merely an exchange of ideas or surface-level alterations, but a profound change, akin to how substances create something entirely new upon reacting. The statement implies that relationships are dynamic and can lead to personal growth. It also highlights the potential for unpredictability in interactions, as the outcomes of chemical reactions are not always immediately evident. From this, we learn the value of openness to new experiences and the recognition that our interactions have the power to reshape our identities. In conclusion, engaging with others is not a passive experience, it is an active process of mutual evolution and personal development. The debt we owe to the play of imagination is incalculable. Carl Jung. Carl Jung's assertion celebrates imagination as a fundamental, albeit often undervalued, element of human progress and well-being. Imagination is the bedrock of creativity, innovation, and problem-solving. It allows us to envision possibilities beyond current realities, propelling scientific discoveries, artistic creations, and societal advancements. Without imagination, humanity's capacity to adapt, evolve, and overcome challenges would be severely limited. Jung suggests that the debt we owe is beyond measure because imagination is an intrinsic, continuous force shaping our understanding, culture, and existence. It's a reminder that fostering and valuing imagination is crucial for both individual fulfillment and collective advancement.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more valuable quotes from the legends.
As far as we can discern, the sole purpose of human existence is to kindle a light in the darkness of mere being. Carl Jung. Carl Jung's statement suggests that the essence of human existence is to bring meaning, understanding, or enlightenment to the inherent obscurity of life. The darkness of mere being implies a state of existence that lacks depth or purpose until a conscious effort is made to illuminate it. This light could represent knowledge, wisdom, self-awareness, or creativity, anything that transcends basic survival to touch upon the more profound aspects of life. Jung's perspective encourages an active engagement with life's mysteries and an introspective journey to find or create significance. It's a call to not just exist, but to live with intention, seeking to understand ourselves and the world around us, thereby transforming the act of living into a purposeful endeavor. There can be no transforming of darkness into light and of apathy into movement without emotions. Carl Jung. Jung's insight here acknowledges emotions as vital catalysts for change and growth. Darkness to light symbolizes a transition from ignorance to knowledge, or from despair to hope, while apathy to movement represents the shift from inertia to action. Emotions are the driving force behind these transformations. They are the energy that fuels our motivation to evolve and to navigate the complexities of life. Without emotional engagement, transformation remains stagnant. Emotions are the essence that imbues our experiences with meaning and propels us forward. Jung's statement is a testament to the power of our feelings to move us, to inspire change, and to lead us out of complacency or suffering into a more dynamic and illuminated state of being. It's a reminder that embracing our emotional nature is integral to personal and collective progress. A man who has not passed through the inferno of his passions has never overcome them. Carl Jung. Jung's quote speaks to the necessity of confronting and experiencing our deepest passions and fears as part of the process of self-mastery. The inferno represents the intense, often painful, inner turmoil and conflict one must endure when facing one's own passions. This is not a superficial skirmish, but a profound battle that tests the limits of one's emotional resilience and self-understanding. By suggesting that one must pass through this inferno, Jung implies that true overcoming requires immersion into the very things we might wish to avoid. Only by directly engaging with these powerful emotions and drives can we learn to understand and integrate them. Avoidance, on the other hand, may provide temporary relief, but ultimately leads to unresolved issues and a lack of personal growth. Jung's statement highlights the importance of self-reflection and the courage to confront our innermost selves. The process of emerging from the inferno is transformative. It's an alchemical process of turning raw, chaotic potential into refined, directed purpose. Those who have weathered their internal storms are often those who possess profound insights and greater emotional intelligence. Great talents are the most lovely and often the most dangerous fruits on the tree of humanity. They hang upon the most slender twigs that are easily snapped off. Carl Jung. Jung's observation on talent uses a tree metaphor to describe the delicacy and vulnerability associated with great abilities. Talents are referred to as lovely for their potential to produce beauty, innovation, and excellence, enriching humanity. However, they are also dangerous because they can lead to pride, envy, and significant responsibility, potentially resulting in negative consequences both for the individual and society. The slender twigs symbolize the fragile support system for great talents. This fragility can be due to external pressures, such as societal expectations or exploitation, as well as internal challenges, including psychological vulnerabilities or the burden of potential. The ease with which these twigs can be snapped off highlights the need for a nurturing environment to support and protect those with great talents. Jung's statement underlines the paradox of great talent. It is both a gift and a potential curse, requiring careful cultivation and protection. It serves as a reminder that society should not only celebrate talent, but also foster resilience in the talented, safeguarding them and their gifts for the benefit of all. Knowing your own darkness is the best method for dealing with the darknesses of other people. Carl Jung. Jung's quote speaks to the importance of self-awareness, particularly of our own flaws and shadow aspects, the parts of ourselves that we might prefer to ignore or hide. By becoming acquainted with our own darkness, we develop empathy and understanding for the struggles of others. This knowledge equips us with the ability to handle the negative traits we encounter in others with compassion rather than fear or judgment. Understanding our own darkness can also mitigate the projection of our fears and issues onto others, a common defense mechanism. When we recognize the same weaknesses within ourselves that we see in others, we're less likely to react defensively and more likely to respond with patience and insight. In essence, Jung suggests that self-knowledge, especially of our less favorable traits, is crucial for interpersonal relations. It allows for a more authentic connection with others and fosters a more inclusive and forgiving community. It's a call to turn inward as a first step toward improving outward social dynamics. The shoe that fits one person pinches another. There is no recipe for living that suits all cases. Carl Jung. Jung's quote emphasizes the individuality of human experience. The shoe metaphor illustrates that a solution or lifestyle that is comfortable and effective for one person may be ill-fitting and painful for another. This analogy serves to caution against the idea that there is a universal path or set of rules that everyone can follow for a successful life. Acknowledging individual differences is central to Jung's approach to psychology and personal development. He advocates for the personalization of life strategies, taking into account each person's unique circumstances, values, and psychological makeup. Jung's wisdom encourages respect for personal diversity and the subjective nature of well-being. It's a reminder to avoid imposing one-size-fits-all solutions on complex human problems. Instead, we should seek to understand and honor the distinctiveness of each individual's journey, offering guidance that is adaptable to each person's needs and context. Often the hands will solve a mystery that the intellect has struggled with in vain. Carl Jung. Jung's statement recognizes the power of embodied cognition, where physical action and sensory experiences can provide insights beyond intellectual reasoning. Hands, as instruments of action, symbolize the practical engagement with the world. This quote suggests that sometimes direct interaction with materials and tasks, what we might call hands-on experience, can lead to an understanding that purely mental efforts fail to achieve. The human intellect often approaches problems abstractly, but the act of doing involves intuition, sensory feedback, and nonverbal processing, which can lead to aha moments that the conscious mind might miss. Jung implies that there is wisdom in our physical interaction with the world that is as valuable as intellectual thought. This perspective underscores the importance of integrating different modes of knowing and learning. It's a reminder that when faced with difficult problems, shifting from abstract rumination to tangible action can be a powerful way to unlock solutions and discover new possibilities. Every form of addiction is bad, no matter whether the narcotic is alcohol, morphine, or idealism. Carl Jung. Jung's quote equates addiction, typically associated with substance abuse, with the psychological dependence on abstract concepts such as idealism. He suggests that any form of addiction, whether to a substance or an ideology, is detrimental. The core issue with addiction is the loss of control and the compulsive engagement with the addictive agent, despite negative consequences. By including idealism in the list, Jung points out that even devotion to high principles or goals can become pathological when it overrides personal well-being and critical thinking. Addictive idealism can lead to fanaticism or a disconnect from reality, where the ideal becomes more important than the individuals or society it was meant to serve. This statement warns of the dangers of excess, even in pursuits that are generally considered virtuous or beneficial. It's a call for moderation and self-awareness, emphasizing the need for balance in all aspects of life and the recognition that any obsession can be harmful if left unchecked. Shrinking away from death is something unhealthy and abnormal which robs the second half of life of its purpose. Carl Jung. Jung's quote addresses the natural human tendency to avoid thinking about mortality, but it also critiques this avoidance as detrimental, particularly as one ages. He suggests that an unwillingness to confront death denies a fundamental aspect of life, resulting in a lack of full engagement with life's later stages. Acknowledging death, according to Jung, can imbue the latter part of one's life with meaning and purpose. It can lead to a reflection on one's legacy, prompt the pursuit of meaningful experiences, and encourage the prioritization of significant relationships. This confrontation with mortality can also foster a sense of acceptance and peace, as well as the motivation to live authentically and with intention. Jung's perspective challenges the cultural obsession with youth and the denial of aging and death. It encourages a holistic view of life that embraces its finite nature, which in turn can enrich the quality of our living years with depth and significance. The least of things with a meaning is worth more in life than the greatest of things without it. Carl Jung. Jung's quote reflects his deep interest in the search for meaning as a central human endeavor. He posits that meaning provides value and substance to our lives, more so than the pursuit of material or superficial gains that lack significance beyond their immediate utility or pleasure. In this context, the least of things could be something simple or small that holds personal significance, such as a gesture of kindness, a cherished memory, or a symbol that resonates with an individual's inner world. These things, though they might seem insignificant on the surface, can enrich life because they connect with deeper layers of the psyche and provide a sense of purpose or connection. Conversely, the greatest of things without it suggests that wealth, status, or achievements that do not align with one's values or that fail to satisfy one's quest for meaning ultimately contribute little to one's sense of fulfillment or happiness. Jung's statement champions the pursuit of personal meaning as essential to a fulfilling life. It's a reminder to seek out and cherish those aspects of our existence that resonate with our deepest selves, rather than being seduced by the trappings of external success that lack personal significance.